And I heard a rumor that Ten Hag was confirmed again for next year.
Hope so.
I heard Bayern Munich. I heard Bayern Munich once Eric
Just
Ten
for
Hag.
the comedy value. Please stay. Eric Ten Hag.
please stay.
Just
Yeah.
for the comedy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Please.
Eric, sorry.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Yahoo Footballing Weekly with the Dream Team.
Yeah.
Me, Yahoo columnist Neil Humphreys.
Me, Yahoo, editor Chia Keong, and him, Starhub's head of consumer business group.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, commercial business or consumer business?
Any business will do.
You haven't said his name.
Johan Buse.
Johan.
Johan.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome
Thank
back.
you, Sam.
Feeling happy?
Very happy.
Yeah,
I'm in
Arsenal
my fun
fan.
day. Arsenal fan too, so we're good.
And thanks to you wonderful
Three more
people,
games.
as always, we have a sponsor. Fun enough, it's the same company.
Yeah.
Starhub.
Amazing.
Starhub there, Starhub there,
Yeah,
Starhub everywhere.
Starhub everywhere. Wonderful.
And football for all, huh?
Thanks to you, our wonderful diverse audience, which allowed us to win, lest we forget, the
Global.
Diverse Award. Global.
Oh, yeah,
Global
the Global
Sports
Award.
Podcast
Well
Award.
done, guys.
Global Sports Award.
All because of you.
All
Big
because of you.
achievement.
Thank
Yes.
you. It's
Yeah.
why we have Starhub and why we have great
Yep.
deals.
So Starhub, official Premier League broadcasters of Singapore. And for the finale, the last day of the Premier League season, 19th of May,
Yep.
coming up soon, they're going to hold a big finale bash at Marina Bay Sands.
Extravaganza.
Carnival. Football for all carnival.
Yes.
And at that place, they're going to do something like I don't think it's ever done before.
No,
it's
it's
never
never
been
been
done before.
It's never been done.
They're going to show all 10 matches. Now, last day of the season, all 10 of the matches are shown at the same time, are being played at the same time. They're going to show all 10 matches live at the same place, Marina Bay Sands Grand Ballroom.
To my knowledge, it's never been done in England,
Oh.
No.
the home of the EPL, because
Correct.
they couldn't do it for
Amazing.
broadcasting issues.
Correct.
It's
Yeah,
never
you can-
been done.
You can be better than the British fans.
Exactly. I'm going. My daughter's going.
Yeah,
very
I'm going
excited.
to. We are going to. And
Yeah.
we'll be doing a podcast just before.
We will indeed.
Yeah. So about 9:30 something around there,
Yeah.
we'll start doing the podcast, and then we finish the podcast. Then you all can get ready for the 11 o'clock kickoff.
Now,
So-
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking you get us, you get Marina Bay Sands, you get a packed house, you get all 10 games, you
Yep.
get activities, you get all kinds of
Food and
this and that.
beverages.
It's going to cost an absolute fortune.
Guess what? It's free.
It's free.
Yeah.
It's absolutely free. All
Absolutely
you have to
free.
do is register.
Yep.
Correct.
So then register. Go to this website, register, and you might get front seats to these things. Yeah.
Brilliant. Look forward to it. See you there. How did you come up with that? Let's start there.
Well, that's part of football for all. So we promised everyone 2 years ago almost now that we would make football more exciting for all the PL fans. So football for all means, first of all, it has to be affordable. So we fixed that. $12.70 for Pioneer and youngsters, and anyone else, 25. Welcome. No contract.
Which,
So
by the way, is ridiculous.
it is compared to other
ridiculously
countries,
good.
ridiculously cheap.
It's ridiculously
I agree.
cheap. It
I
is
agree.
ridiculously cheap. It's almost too cheap.
No.
$12 for Pioneers and Yous
Yeah.
for every single game
Amazing.
live is
Yeah.
ridiculously cheap. It's
Absolutely.
fantastic.
But that was our mission, making it affordable. And then the second thing to answer your question is, this year we started with that more intensively, is we have quite a few, let's call it events, where we bring APL game to people. And the last match day, we bring 10 games for everyone. You can come, watch 0. Why do we do that? We want to make sure that everyone can have the excitement, because watching a PL game at home is real cool. But if you can do it at an event with all your friends, much cooler.
Yeah.
And this hasn't been done, indeed.
Never.
We checked. Actually, the PL folks themselves are coming down because they really find this very intriguing how we're going to do that. So it's a first in the world, actually.
Yeah.
And we've been to all the live events. We went to the Downtown East one.
Yep.
All right.
And then we went to the capital Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did podcast there, and then we
Yeah.
stayed back to watch.
Yeah.
Always a great atmosphere.
Absolutely.
And then I think the Downtown East match was Liverpool against Man City, and everybody was not
Yeah.
on.
You
on
feel the
edge. You
adrenaline
feel
in the
you
room
feel
and everyone
yeah.
exciting.
Absolutely.
And it's nice for families and kids.
I thought it was great. You know, as I said before, when Starhub got the rights, I was a little skeptical, community engagement, but you're doing it. You're
Yeah.
putting your money where your mouth
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I agree with Keong. The event at Capital was fantastic.
Yep.
Firstly, it was packed.
Yeah.
It was
But we had
standing
our
room
doubts. We
only.
thought
Yeah.
Newcastle, Spurs, were the fans coming over? Were they?
Well, they were there.
Well, they all came.
My goodness, yeah.
Absolutely packed. Great family-friendly event.
Yeah.
There'll be more next season. What's the plan?
Yeah, we'll do that more and more
that's
because we
great.
find an important element in really making it exciting. Because that's again what we discussed with EPL when we took the Rise. We want to bring football to the heartland. We want to bring football to the people. We want to see families enjoying together in a big atmospheric game, being able to discuss on the spot between each other whether it was offside or this or that. So that excitement is really important for us. So here we go. So if you haven't registered yet, May 19th, Marina Bay Sands, you can register. It's free of charge. And we'll have some PL legends who are not so legends
Well-
anymore walking around as well.
I don't think it's fair to call me and Keong legends, but we'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. He means real footballers.
Yeah,
real
real
footballers.
footballers.
The real
The
deal.
real ones.
The real deal. Yes. Yes,
so,
indeed.
So what? So how what are your expectations for the finale? You know, it's it looks like a lot of fans are like, well, the Premier League is going all the way
Yeah.
to the end.
As always.
Nobody knows who the title will go to right in the end.
Arsenal.
So okay,
Easy.
but you know, how do you expect the event to turn out to be? Yeah.
Well, we expect many people. So really, that's why we do registration, because we want to make sure that we have crowd control. There's a capacity limit to the room. We can handle up to 8,000 people. So yeah, there's still a few places left, I think, the last time I looked. And then the way it's going to be mapped out is that all 10 games will have a different corner. So you can go to your game. You want to see another game, you quickly walk over to
Roving
the next game.
reporter.
You can
Yeah.
look around. Of course, there's food and beverage and entertainment. There's games for kids. So it's really, I mean,
This is amazing.
it's a super
yeah.
night. Especially if it has to be decided at evening.
But I think everybody will be watching the Arsenal game, you know.
Arsenal,
and then
Manchester
maybe the rest,
City.
maybe.
Excuse me,
Liverpool.
everybody's going to be
West
watching
Ham.
West Ham.
Yes, West
Can
Ham,
they
yeah.
finish 8th? Can they finish 10th? People will be on the edge of their seats.
Oh, wow.
Can
They
they keep Manchester City from winning, for
Yeah,
example?
yes, lest we forget. Do I have to say it again? Do I have to say it again?
No. Yeah.
History. Know your history. 1992, West Ham denied Manchester United the title.
Like, how long ago, like that?
1995,
30, 40 years
West Ham
ago.
United denied
Yes, 1992.
Manchester United the title on the last day of the season. Man U fans still talk about it to this day. It could happen. It won't,
Yeah.
but it could. It
It's
could.
Man City.
You never know. It could.
Yeah.
Good
It will.
stuff. All right, so
Cool.
that's the event. One of the key criteria or objectives of Starhub when they took over the English Premier League broadcasting rights, trying to stamp out piracy.
Yep.
We know it's the thorn
Absolutely.
in all of our sides. None
Yep.
of us benefit from this. You don't, I don't, Singaporeans don't.
No.
What have you been doing? What have your efforts been like in trying to stamp out this menace?
All right. A number of things. Number one, true belief, we wanted to make it affordable. We wanted to make Premier League affordable because if the price is too high, obviously consumers will start looking for alternatives.
Right.
So we slashed the price by multiples compared to what it was before we had the license. So $12 starts with, number one. Number two, no barrier, no contract. So that's the other one. So you can just sign up for a month if you like and you watch and off you go again. But there's a lot of things to see. So no contract. Second, we've been working together with Premier League, and actually it's not only a football issue, folks, the piracy. It's an industry challenge. I mean, all content providers, including the ones who distribute content like ourselves, face a challenge around piracy. So we've been working with all the content right holders as well with legal systems to make sure that we can battle piracy. And we've been doing that quite successfully. Now, Singapore, whether you like it or not, almost 40%, actually 39 to be exact, is watching content in a piracy manner.
Wow.
That's
a lot.
high. That's really high. It's one of the highest in the world.
It's not
Now, why
surprising,
is it
but
so
it's
high?
high. Yeah.
It's because everyone has a great internet connectivity, which we provide as well. You got 1 gig at home, you got 5G speed, so you can actually watch content wherever and however. So, but, dear folks, there's two main disadvantages around piracy. Number one is you put yourself at risk. Research has been done. Everyone has been probably reading over the last few years around cyber scams, people being, identity
Spyware.
stolen, money lost, this, that, hacked, you name it. It's true. If you don't have a friend who hasn't occurred this incident yet. I'm sure there's, if you ask around, quite a few. And a lot of people are ashamed to talk about it, by the way. That's another thing. So, because they a bit of a shame there. Now, what has to do with piracy? Unfortunately, piracy, a lot of that content is provided via specific links from overseas servers and comes with malware. And close to 50% actually contains harming viruses, ransomware, you name it. So if it hasn't happened to you yet on piracy, be careful. One day it will, no doubt. It registers your contact details. Sometimes even people leave their credit card details. So it's just a matter of time before something happens to you. So if you want to keep yourself and your family safe, cyber-wise, don't do piracy. It's number one. Number two, as true sports fans, folks, you don't go to a football stadium illegal, not buying a ticket. Likely you won't get in, but even sometimes I read last time around some concert here, some people tried. They get caught with falsified tickets and so on.
They get jail.
Exactly, get jail. And by the way, with piracy, that's also a risk you run because it's illegal to consume piracy content. You could be seen and treated as an accomplice, by the way. So, but by piracy, basically what you do is you don't pay the rights to make your football club having the funds to invest. It's almost like I want to go watch Taylor Swift. I like all her albums, but I download everything illegally and I go to the concert without paying. Well, if that's the case, dear Taylor Swift will not have money.
I won't consider fans. I don't consider them fans.
Now, for football, that's even more important because a lot of investments, which a lot of people forget, which football clubs are doing is in youth academies, training. So they train thousands of kids. Very few, one or two lucky ones make it all the way to top one team. But that costs money. Maintaining what they have, delivering the broadcast as it is done by PL costs money. So do yourself a favor and your club and your favorite player, don't do piracy. Don't do piracy, please. That's key to make everyone happy and safe.
And on a more fundamental level, the picture's crap. That's the bit that drives me mad. You spend $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 on televisions. Oh, I want 4K this and HD this, and then you put some crappy.
And then go breaking up all the signals. Breaking up.
I have never understood that mentality.
I put my hand out. I tried it once, and I think I tried it for one match. I decided no,
it doesn't work. You got all these pixelated pictures. Half of the audio is not audible.
It's awful.
And
then be in a foreign language.
And you got delay. So like 1 minute after the event, you will notify. Oh, there was a goal. Really?
I'll say this. I shouldn't say this, but for reasons of authenticity, I was on an SQ plane. It had Wi-Fi, but of course there's no EPL on the plane, and I can't watch Starhub because I'm in a different country. Right. So I tried it for 10 seconds. I turned it off. The picture was awful. The buffering, the ads, the risk of piracy, the risk of being scammed. It just wasn't worth it.
Not worth it at all.
Not when you're paying $12, $25. I don't get it.
And you know, as football fans, it's sort of like a service for your club that you support.
Exactly.
Put up $25 a month, subscribe to a club, your football club. It should be like a natural thing.
Correct. And on top of that, organizations like Premier League actually reinvest those earnings into developing events here on ground. And I mean, that's the thing.
So. Nonsense. To me, it's nonsense. Why do it? I don't know. But speaking of servicing clubs, we better service his club for a little bit. So, talk a little bit about Arsenal. And I will say right off the bat, I wrote a column about this, which you can read right here. Declan Rice is the footballer of the season. I'm saying it now. It doesn't matter what happens in the last 2 weeks. If Arsenal do not win another game,
doesn't matter.
No player in the English Premier League has been more consistent, more dynamic, more effective, and had a greater impact on their team than Declan Rice. As I said in the piece, if you took his 3 key impacts in the 3 goals that they scored against Bournemouth, his sitting midfield role allows them to press. That makes him the Rodri type player. His beautiful assist, almost a no-look pass. That was a kind of Kevin De Bruyne type assist. And then his late surge and finish into the far corner, that's an Erling Haaland finish. I'm not saying...
A bit stretch, but
No, it is. It's a great finish. I'm not saying he's at their level, but there is no greater, more diverse talent
Yep.
in the English Premier League right now than Declan Rice.
Yep.
He's Player of the Year.
Correct. Certainly, I mean, as a Liverpool fan, I see echoes of Steven Gerrard in him. I think he can do it all, play in every position. And when I first knew about him at West Ham, I thought, oh, defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
And you see him playing for England, it's like, oh yeah, defensive midfielder, pretty good, defend very well, and then they let Bellingham and Foden do their stuff. Very nice. But this season, when you watch him with Arsenal, he's like everywhere. I mean, he'll be defending, he'll be covering for the defense, and then seconds later he's on the other side of the field trying to put a true pass through. I think wow, and I love wow. This really reminds me of Steven Gerrard,
And that's what he's added to his game:
Yeah.
the goals and assists.
Correct. And I
He
think
had some at
Arteta-
West Ham, but not at the level he's got.
Arteta gave him the freedom
Yes.
to push forward.
I think he's 17, if I'm not wrong, around
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Goals and assists in all competitions. Phenomenal figures for a defensive midfielder, a holding midfielder
Agree.
primarily. What do you think, Arsenal fan?
Yeah, I first of all can't disagree with you. Totally agree. I think on top of that, it's a great balanced team. I think they learned from the last season. So my fear was always towards the end of the season they will get the jitters in terms of stress and pressure. But this season so far, they seem to be coping much better with that compared to the previous season. So I'm very optimistic.
Fantastic.
I think they got their second win after they took a break during the
Yes.
Correct,
season,
correct.
turn of the year. And I think the players, okay, the start of the season it was Odegaard and Saka were doing well.
Yeah.
very
And then
good.
turn of the year is Trossard,
Trossard's been terrific.
as Martinelli. They all stepped up at the right time and then pushed the team through. And Rice is the person that carries them all throughout the
Absolutely.
season.
He's the
Yeah,
linchpin.
right, it's true. I agree.
Speaking of optimism, regulars of our show will know this. Last week, the man on my left, he knows what I'm going to say. The man on my left, there is evidence of this. You can go to TikTok and watch the clips. He said,
No evidence. No evidence.
It is time for Jurgen Klopp to go.
I say
Those
some fans feel it's time for him to go.
The same man
Okay.
sent me a text message this morning and said, "Where are we going to be without this man? Where are we going to be?" Make your mind up.
Obviously, we'll miss him. We'll definitely miss him. What are you talking about? But it's not say a bad thing that he's. We need a fresh new tactics.
But you're going to replace him with a Dutch guy, is it?
Yes. Also,
These Dutch guys, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. But what did you think?
Arne
Did,
Slot.
did you notice a similarity? None of them have hair anymore.
That's why.
Wouldn't be for me to say.
I can.
Liverpool, what do you think? Easy when he gets Spurs.
I mean, he's like a left field choice. Obviously, we were actually going with Xabi Alonso, and that for a while it was Ruben Amorim from Sporting Lisbon, and suddenly another one comes out, Arne Slot from Feyenoord Rotterdam. But now I keep reading. There's a lot of people journalists trying to catch up, interviewing the fans of Feyenoord, how he is. He feels like someone we can get behind, but we obviously will not know until during the off season, pre-season, and then we'll see how. I mean,
Objectively, as a neutral, if Slot, a fellow Dutchman, is half as much fun as Erik ten Hag, then I am going to be one extremely happy man. If he has half as many calamitous cock-ups as Erik ten Hag at Manchester United, then what a wonderful season. What a circus
I
we're
doubt
going to
he'll
have
be-
next
I
season.
doubt
Bring
he'll
on
be as bad as
the Dutchman. Let's have more. Let's have more. What do you think, fellow Dutchman?
Nothing can beat Louis van Gaal.
Okay. And that was a diplomatic statement, but next season, Slot, is he a good
Well,
fit?
look, I mean, he did really great at Feyenoord for the last couple of years. He really built, he turned around the club. I have to give him that. I mean, that was nowhere, and here they are. He's resilient. But I'm always afraid, just like with Ten Hag, who did a great job at Ajax, the Premier League is just a different dimension.
Yep.
And again, just like with players, the coaches need to be able to handle that stress, especially of the environment around, the press, the journalists.
Yeah.
So if he can kick off well, probably he can make it. If he doesn't kick off well, and it's a club with very high ambition and high expectation, right? But character-wise, sorry to say that, character-wise, Liverpool and Feyenoord are quite similar.
Yeah. And
the same DNA.
correct. I do find him similar, and which is important because Liverpool is a very unique city in England, and Jurgen Klopp succeeded because he slotted he was in tune with the city's vibes very quickly, very immediately. No, their
Correct.
ethos.
They both have a little bit like the stroll the sleeves, and you're
workman-
never alone and go for it as a team.
Workers
they have-
mentality, blue collar mentality.
Both are hard cities.
And if Arne Slot can be a similar kind of head coach, I think the fans will take to him more readily
spot
than
on.
that. Yeah.
Mo Salah, does he stay? I'm just curious what you think. Does he stay with Slot or does he go? I mean, it does seem now a little bit of a storm in a teacup with Klopp and Salah. They seem fine now.
Yeah,
So
look at him terrorizing Emerson during the win over Spurs.
which was almost slightly frustrating in a way. Now I'm going to sound like you, a bit hypocritical in the sense that, of course, Salah's a legend, but at least if he was starting to decline, it makes a decision easier.
But
that was a flash of the old Salah.
Yeah.
It was
Makes it
so
harder.
good. Yeah,
So what do you think?
fans obviously. I mean, during that spat at the West Ham match, they would say, get him off. He's 32 years old, enough. Get him off. And then after the Spurs game, they were like, this is great. It's great. It's still as great. I think we can keep him for another season. And there are talks that the Liverpool board want him back for a couple more seasons. In any way, I think if he stays, I think he'll be a great. I would prefer him to stay.
So Liverpool fans are a little bit fickle. Stop the press. Liverpool fans are fickle. You heard it here first. All right. Now,
Putting
one
words
player.
in my mouth again.
Go to Yahoo. Yahoo Southeast Asia on TikTok. I'm doing your thing now.
no.
There is a clip there that this man cuts.
Full sentence.
It says,
Listen to the full
should
sentence.
Klopp go? And
Listen
he
to the
says
full
something
paragraph.
like, what is it you said? I think his time is up.
I
His
said
time is done.
fans think that it's time.
It's
for
time
him
to go.
No, don't come off the first.
Don't listen to me. Go watch TikTok. Now, I love it.
I hope you're having a good day.
I love it almost as much as Jamie Vardy being back in the English Premier League.
Wonderful.
Now, we talk about Cinderella stories. Just to recap, Jamie Vardy was one of the few rare finds in the modern game because with the intensive coaching networks, scouting
nobody saw
networks,
him coming.
this doesn't happen anymore. Used to, in the 70s and 80s, used to be quite common. But he was a rare player who was plucked from non-league football, ends up at Leicester
Like
City.
a technician or something.
Ends up at Leicester City, helps them get promoted, then helps them win the league under Claudio Ranieri,
Craziest story of the year, man.
then plays for
Of the
England,
decade.
right? Then wins the FA Cup, then I think gets to the quarterfinals of the Champions League,
That's right.
if I'm not wrong, then gets relegated, and then this week confirmed promotion back to the Premier League at the age of 37.
37. And
What a story.
And it's not just say he's like a passenger in the team.
No.
18 league goals throughout the season, helping Leicester finish as champions of the championship and back to the league after one season of relegation. Amazing.
Brilliant. And what I love about Jamie Vardy,
He just
he's
doesn't
got
give
that
a-
classic Heck Keller attitude, right?
Yeah, doesn't give a ass.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Relegated, promoted, I'm staying at Leicester,
Yeah.
right? Wife is in court suing Wayne Rooney's wife. Heck Keller.
That is a
to make a
funny
TV
one.
documentary about my wife on Netflix. Heck Keller. He's
still
got
score,
the
still
most
just score, just score.
laid-back attitude ever. And I think it works. It works in his favour. I think he's one of the great stories of the last few years. And now he's back in the Premier League.
And then the Leicester sitting, I will give him a new contract. He can play until he's 45.
Definitely. Well, there was talk, wasn't there? His story was sold to a Hollywood production company, and it kind of went away. Now it's back in the
again.
Premier League.
Awesome.
He's got to be an Amazon or a Netflix or something, right?
Why not?
Can't just be his wife the whole time.
Exactly. And also a shout out to Ipswich Town.
Yes, the Tractor Boys.
I mean, they're more famous for their managers, Bobby Robson, Alf Ramsey.
Yep.
And then, but they've been struggling around. I mean, they were relegated about 22 years ago from the Premier League.
Correct.
And then they even got relegated down to League One, third tier in 2019.
Yeah.
And this somehow, this new manager, first job, Kieran McKenna, remember this name?
Yeah.
Get them all the way from League One back-to-back promotions.
Brilliant.
Now they're back in the Premier League after 22 years.
And it's a great story. I mean, older viewers will remember they were powerhouses in the
yeah,
early
they were.
80s.
Oh,
Absolute
absolutely,
powerhouses.
Big
They had
time,
the
yeah.
Dutch players then, didn't they? Arnold Muren.
Correct.
Yeah,
Arnold
correct.
Muren played for
They did
them.
really well in Europe as well.
Great team. John Walk, all
John
those
Walk,
great
yes.
players. Fantastic team. And Alf Ramsey, of course, was their manager before he took over England. Alf Ramsey was born in my street.
Wow.
Just thought I'd slip that in there.
slip
Just
it
slip
in.
it in there.
Alright.
Please.
Right, moving on. Predictions. Let's get the predictions for the weekend. The big one. Manchester United
Oh.
against Arsenal.
How are you feeling for that?
Mr. Arsenal, what do you think?
1-2. Arsenal win.
Yeah.
I sincerely hope Arsenal win. No, Arsenal will win. I think they're in a vein of form. I think the pressure's off. They're not expecting to win the title anymore. They haven't choked. They haven't bottled. They've got no psychological tags to worry about
enough.
like last season. I think they win this. I think Man U are still very scrappy.
Yeah.
I'll go with 3-1 Arsenal.
Yes. And Man U will be distracted by FA Cup final.
Yes.
Yes.
True. Forgot
And
about
they
that.
have their most consistent defender, I hate to say it, Harry Maguire, out injured.
Yes.
So I think Arsenal will win 2-0.
And I heard a rumor that Ten Hag was confirmed again for next year.
Hope so.
I heard Bayern Munich. I heard Bayern Munich once Eric
Just
Ten
for
Hag.
the comedy value. Please stay. Eric Ten Hag.
please stay,
Just
yeah.
for the comedy.
Sorry,
Please.
Eric. Sorry. I didn't know
Oh
it.
dear,
It's not
I
me.
hope so. All right, what else we
So
got? Fulham
Fulham,
Man City.
I think Man City got it. I
Gotta be
think
right.
the last 3 matches are so
Yeah.
you just can't see how they'll lose. I mean, Fulham, they got nothing
Season's
to play for.
over.
Season's
Season's
over.
over.
Then here's the most tricky against a Tottenham side. They have lost 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Conceded lots of goals. Also, nothing much to play for.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
think they're going to smash it. I think like 3-0 or
And then they
something.
face West Ham for the finale.
Oh, don't start about that. What do you think? Easy,
Same.
Man City?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and then when is Spurs Man City?
So the midweek
this
after next week.
The following week,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right, since we're all together, what do we think on that
I
one?
think they'll beat Fulham like 3-0 and then they'll beat Spurs like 4-0, I think.
I think that day Spurs have a remarkable recovery. And it's a draw.
Just don't lay down Spurs
Just
fuck,
don't, yeah.
because of the Arsenal connection. For the
Even-
good
even
of the
a draw,
league.
even
For
a
the good
draw
of the
will
league.
take. We'll just
Yeah,
a
do
draw.
something
Draw
positive.
something.
Please,
Take it
please.
to the last
Keep it
day
exciting.
of the
Don't say
season.
that you don't want Arsenal to win and then you just lose to Man City. No, please don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do not rely on West Ham to do you
Yeah.
any favours because it's not going to happen. All right. What do you guys think? Send all your predictions too.
Yahoo Southeast Asia on YouTube, Yahoo SG, Yahoo_MY on X, and Yahoo SEA on TikTok.
And as always, it's thanks to you and your wonderful comments that we have a great sponsor in Starhub.
Yep, Starhub. So as he has spoken before, sign up for the season is just a little more than $12 for if pioneer generation and youth dollars. $25.22 for regular customers. Wonderful.
A last chance. Sign up for the football carnival. Last day of the season.
yes.
Marina Bay Sands. I'll be there.
free.
He'll be there.
Yeah,
He'll be there. We'll
Everybody
all
will
be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great finale.
Yep.
Thanks, Johan, for coming
Thank
on.
you, Neil.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thanks as
coming.
always for listening. See you at MBS, and we'll see you right here. Same place, same time next week.
Next week.
Take care.
Have a great week.